Good morning, guys. It's another 2-hour sleep night, but got stuff to do, can't sleep. Wife just left for work, so we're gonna get on it. Today I'm gonna get up in the attic. I wanna check out some things up there. First, I need to make sure that I have space to actually put that ceiling fan in the master bedroom. I wanna make sure that I don't have AC ducts or something running through the middle of the room where the fan needs to go. Can't imagine there'd be anything there, but I do have the two vents going along the side. Now I'm guessing there's a vent coming parallel down the side of the room, not through the center, but you never know. Before I unpack that fan and can't take it back or something like that. I also need to see what's holding up all the wires that I tried to pull through in the existing theater loom. Get rid of some of that stuff. And I need to see where I'm going to need to run the new wires for my rear speakers. Shouldn't be an issue, but haven't actually been back there to see exactly how everything is laid out or how easy access is. Can't be that hard. Dude ran his wires here as it is, so we'll see what it looks like. But I've only peeked my head up and seen what's around right here at the front of the garage when the home inspector was here. I haven't walked the whole house like he did, but he told me about it and he said it's totally open access back there, no problem. You can get all the way back over the back patio where the ceiling fans are outside. So not expecting any problems there. This morning, about 5 a.m., I put up for sale the blue bins, thinking it would take a little while, but a guy messaged me just now and he says, dude, I'll take them all. Score. So I'm just gonna quickly take out of these couple in the kitchen here her stuff, and I'll just put it in the living room. She can unpack it or put it away in the house tonight, and that's awesome. That will clear up a ton of space. Garbage night is also tonight, so a whole crap ton of boxes I have in the hallway and the garage are gonna go out, and I will have a lot of space in the garage itself and can start on that phase pretty soon too. This is just stuff it's been accumulating. This isn't trash, it's just lots of little boxes that I put in bags so you won't have to be tossing them. And gonna be building some more stuff today too. At least the little kallax unit that I bought for the office. I'm gonna start to wrap some of that up and get the laser printer up off the ground. Ooh, I gotta sell some coolers too. I got a bunch of, I got another one in the garage that I haven't unpacked that are big ones like these. A couple small ones there. I guess I should turn on the light, huh? But I want to maybe get the Google Wi-Fi up today too. The kallax unit is gonna go there. It's 4 of these squares. So it's literally a 2x2 like that, same unit. That'll sit here. Laser printer is gonna go on top, and next to that will be my recharge station. And I've got a little metal bin where everything goes in, excuse me for that. I got a bunch of USB rechargers and all that. And that'll leave me the 4 actual cubby holes to put the modem and all my different hubs. I've got my Arlo hub, I'm gonna have my SmartThings hub, I'm gonna have the IKEA hub. I think there's one more I'm forgetting right now. Anyway, local recording drive for the Arlo, some other stuff, can't remember. But anyway, that'll all just go neatly in the cubby there, and we'll see how that goes. And then this whole shelf unit, this is a nice sturdy glass shelf unit. I'm gonna make that my photography supply / cigar accessories, stuff I don't get to all the time, just kind of storage. I'll put that in here, and then the rest of that space the wife can use. So I'll put that in that back corner there. This is all temporary construction supply. We'll get this kind of wrapped up. I need to find, which I think are in that last bin in the kitchen there, my light stands, and I'll be able to get my actual studio up and running so I can do my proper cigar photos for reviews. A lot of stuff to do today. We'll get her done. Got everything cleared out. I had 2 people 2 hours ago message me and say, hey, I'll take all 10. Gave the first guy the first shot, said, great, when do you want to come pick him up? Cricket, cricket, cricket. Second person, all right, you're next in line. Do you want him? Come and get him. Cricket, cricket. Ugh. That's the one thing I don't like about our local Facebook group. We have a Connerton Facebook resident group. There's also an email group. Luckily, it's not the main source of communication. That's the way it is in my parents' community. They have a tiny little Facebook group, but dude, it's a much older community and they are stuck in the 90s with their Facebook group. I mean, their email group. We have a great Facebook group. There's over 1,000 people on it. It's very active, really helpful, run really well. And so far, man, people here are awesome. And it's great for giving stuff away. Put it up there, somebody's here, they're local, they're down the street, they come get it. Communication's great, bada bing, bada boom. But you can't sell stuff in the group. That's like one of the only rules. It would be so convenient if we could sell stuff in the group. I understand it would probably clutter it up a lot, but man, it would be convenient. So I've got the stuff up on the general Facebook marketplace and all the local for sale groups, and you get into Pasco's finest, man. It's pretty much like dealing with Craigslist people. It's hit or miss. So hopefully all those bins will be gone sometime today, but it doesn't look like at least the first guy is actually gonna come get them. Somebody will get them. It's a good deal. It's about half what I paid for all of them, so. Anyway, moving on to the next project. So let's do some baseline testing here for the Wi-Fi setup. Right now I'm just running everything through the main modem router here from Frontier, running on Fios. And it's got a really good 5 gig radio. The 2.4 is so-so. I had a previous generation that conked out on me after a couple of years, and it had a really good 2.4 also, but I don't use the 2.4 anymore at all. Yeah, I was thinking I had the printer on it, but no, everything I have is on the 5G network right now. So let's do some baseline testing. In practical use, the only thing I've noticed is when I'm actually sitting out back outside at my table, I get decent signal strength, but I do get a little bit of buffering trying to play videos, and uploading is very slow. I've been working off my phone here and trying to upload a video from out there, or even in the bedroom, takes quite a while compared to just here, the kitchen or closer. I'll be plugging my phone in during the day here as I'm working on the counter temporarily because I don't have my charging station fully up and running, and get really good speeds here, and of course anywhere closer. But they are starting to diminish walking this way through the house, and it's really bad in the back room. So I'll be setting up the Google Wi-Fi. One will go obviously in the office. I'm thinking one somewhere in here. I'm thinking a little station like on the corner here for Alexa and the Google Wi-Fi. Maybe something in the corner here.
I know about 3 Alphabet incorporated smart speakers. They are Google Home Maps.
Alexa, stop. Sorry, I said her name. I forgot she's listening. Anyway, somewhere around here. You know, this will cover the garage. I guess so will my office, because that's kind of directly across. But anywhere in here will cover this whole area and the guest rooms. And then I want to put one in the bedroom. This will obviously serve the bedroom and the bathroom, but also hit out back, because this is where I'll be doing a lot of my work. So I'll set one up probably right here on this dresser, and that'll give me really good signal. And that way all three are spaced out pretty evenly. The biggest gap will be between the center one. I could even probably put it maybe down here. No, it's not much of a gap. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But here to the office is the biggest stretch. So that's all the mesh it has to cover. And it is a mesh system. So all three are gonna be talking to each other on their own network, optimizing signal, and then directing each device to whatever node is closest as you walk around the house. So the closest you ever really want to be is 4 or 5 feet. If you have a device, the Arlo hub, by the way, is wired, so you can place it directly next to your radio, but you never want to be closer than 4 or 5 feet to your whatever broadcasting antenna you're connecting to. You do get some degraded performance. So your fastest speed is like right here. So we'll take a baseline. Obviously this will be our best result. I'll do some speed tests, and I'm also going to fire up my Chromebook because this is one thing I really love about the latest generation of Chromebooks. They run Android apps, so I don't even have to use my Android tablet anymore. I have an old second generation Nexus 7, which when it came out I was really happy with. I actually used that before the iPad, but it very quickly got left behind in performance. So I've been keeping it just because I was doing a lot of web work, and I can't open this with one hand. And at the time I needed it just so I could verify that it opened well on Android devices, or the website I was building. However, I don't need it anymore because the new generation of Chromebooks natively run Android apps. So you can install virtually anything that runs on a phone or tablet on your Chromebook. So this is a very handy app. I've used it for years. It's called Wi-Fi Analyzer. And this shows you tons of info about every Wi-Fi signal in range of your device. Specifically right here showing signal strength, how much actual signal strength is reaching the device. You want this number as low as possible, or actually as high as possible, because it's a negative number. This is showing your basically a decibel meter. So right here, as close as you want to be to the radio, I'm showing negative 40 decibels, really strong. It's even pushing negative 35. All right, this is perfect. Past 50, 60, 70, you're going to start to see a drop in speed. Out back, I get negative 90. I can barely connect. It'll show on my phone 1 or 2 bars of Wi-Fi connectivity, which doesn't really tell you much. You can have strong bars and not have a lot of speed. That depends on the exact network you're connecting to. Some will have very strong bars and slow speed. Some will have good speed even though you don't have a lot of bars showing. But this is the telltale of actual performance, how strong your signal is reaching your device. So let's quickly just keep this up. This is the only 5 gig network in range of this device. 5 gig, for those of you who don't know, the main difference between 5 and 2.4 is 5 has faster speeds, but much shorter range. If you need to absolutely reach your maximum range and you don't want to install any kind of different networking stuff, you have to do 2.4. That will give you much slower speeds, but you will be able to connect. So let's walk down here. Hitting the kitchen, we're down to negative 50. Into the living room, reaching negative 60. Negative 70 by the back door. Let's go into the bedroom. Now we don't have any kind of buffering here in the bedroom. This is about the limit. We're about negative 75 here. Reaching over to her side. She's been complaining though. So we're pushing negative 70, negative 75 in the bedroom. Let's walk outside. Kicking this stuff down here because we just laid down the rug and wanted to make sure that it lays nice and flat. Hi, cutie pie. You cute puppy? Yeah. All right, let's walk outside here. So here's where I'm usually working, and we're pushing negative 85, negative 80, negative 90. Yeah, see, this is where I get buffering and really, really slow speed. So just walking through this stucco wall here, there's a little bit of extra distance is the tipping point. And just for kicks, let's walk back to the into the screen. Solid negative 90, even pushing towards 95. So, all right, that's what we're getting with the house. Let's go back into one of the guest rooms, get a baseline there. Lube the door here. That works perfectly. Yes, it does. Oh, he's a pretty puppy. You got pretty paws. Yes, you do. You got very pretty paws. Okay. Walking through to the guest rooms. Let's try this back one. This will be the worst case scenario. We're at negative 80, 85. So this is actually about the same as our bedroom. I would expect this room to be maybe a little better. Yep, between 70 and 65. Okay, so there's our baseline. Let's go ahead and, I guess, get the Google Wi-Fi plugged in, and I can sort it out later, but I just want to see what it does. So inside the box, we just have the 3 access points, an Ethernet cable. Almost looked like this was a return item. It wasn't packaged quite as neatly as I thought, but it doesn't look disturbed actually inside. I'm curious if this requires your modem to be bridged, which I'm assuming it does, but I don't see anything on the instructions. It just says plug it in and then use the Google Wi-Fi app. So maybe it just piggybacks. We shall see when I get the app installed. For those of you that don't know, bridging is generally when you get a modem slash router like that from your internet provider, it is doing double duty. So it's pulling in the internet from your cable company or Fios or whatever, and it's a switch and it's your Wi-Fi router all in one unit. Well, we want this to be our Wi-Fi provider, and generally there's a setting. Sometimes they have to do it on their end. Sometimes it's available inside the settings of your unit itself that you go to with a special IP address that you enter in a browser, and you separate the two. So you turn this into just a modem, and it just pipes the signal out the back and turns off all of the radio functions. I'm assuming that you have to do that with the Google Wi-Fi. I've had to do that with every other aftermarket router that I've used, which I have used many in the past, but the last 2 that I've had from Fios have had excellent performance. So I've had no need for third-party routers. In fact, I don't even think I moved them. I threw out a huge bin of old computer parts, including 3 or 4 very expensive, I mean, spent hundreds of dollars on them, third-party routers, but they didn't give as good performance as the ones that I get free. So, well, not free, I guess they're like $5 a month. Anyway, let's get this plugged in, powered up, and fire up the app. Well, this confirms my suspicion that it's a return item. I can see some of these plastic tabs somebody took off and just stuck down here, and some of these power cords are just wadded up. There's the other one. So hopefully everything is okay with this unit. Really not cool, Target, sending this back out as a new item. Not cool at all. Don't like that. Let's take a look at this one, see how this is wound up. It's just wadded up too. Okay, hopefully I'm not missing anything. I don't think so, but you never know. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It does not require bridging. It simply plugs in as any other device does, and we're off and running. It creates its own network, and basically you just give it a name, give it a password, and you're all set. There are really easy options to select. The app is really good. So now I've got one node connected. Let's go ahead. I'm going to connect my Chromebook to the new network, and we'll run the same tests, and we'll see what kind of signal strength we get. I'm going to assume it's on the 5G network. It didn't even ask me for any kind of options about the frequency or the channels or anything. It's supposed to be completely automatic. I haven't set up the other two yet, so this is the only one on the network. It's going to be a direct AV comparison. Obviously, they're kind of close to each other here. They're not directly next to each other. Shouldn't be any kind of interference, but I want to see how it compares. We saw the numbers we got off of that one. Now we'll see what we get off of just one Google Wi-Fi node, so see how that does. Oh, and I did enable the cloud features. There are two kind of security opt-ins. One is to report crash data and other kinds of stuff like that. I said no to that. I did enable the cloud feature general turn on, because that gives you some additional features that I want, like the guest network, like the mesh optimization, and information that's good for you to know about your network. So we'll see how it goes. Now, interestingly, it is on a 2.4 network. I can see the new one. This is the original 2.4 that's on my current radio. This is the Google one that I just set up. And there's the guest also off the Google. So they're both throwing virtually the same signal here next to it. I haven't connected over to it yet. I'm still on the 5G barbecue network. Now it just disappeared. I wonder if it switched over. No, it's bouncing on and off. Not sure what it's doing. It's disappearing and reappearing. Not a clue what it's doing. Maybe it's kind of pulsing. Anyway, I'm going to connect over to the CO network on the Chromebook here. Oh, one other cool set of features it has is a built-in speed test. And I ran it. It did match what I'm getting directly off my wired connection to my desktop. So you don't have to go to speedtest.net. It's all built in through the app directly from the device. It also has a way of testing each wireless device connected to the nodes, which I haven't done yet because I haven't connected any. So we'll do that right after we connect. Okay, now I'm on the CO network, and just completely disappeared. I see the guest connection. I switch back over to 5. If I can remember how, there it is. So this one's new. Okay, it auto switched. That's cool. It saw that it finally had a device connected here, and it was on the 5G network, so it threw up the radio automatically. That is pretty cool. So we're getting the same -35 here. Let's walk around and compare what we got before. So we were at -85, 90 out back, 70, 75 in the bedroom. Let's see what it dips down to here. We're at -60 already, walking into the bedroom. 65, pushing 70. Nope, 60, 65, so slightly better. Just a 5 decibel. That's not really any different as far as speeds. Over on the other side here, so that's actually 5 to 10 better in the bedroom. Let's go back outside. And see how we are on the back patio. This is just for comparison. This is not how I'm going to be using the network, obviously. I'm expecting way better results once it's all plugged in. So out back, worst case scenario, we were at -90 before, and we are at 85. Pushing 90. So, okay. Just about the same. Didn't expect any different. It's not touted to be some super radio or anything. The whole point is to mesh them together. And that's what we'll do now. I've got number 2 here in the corner of the living room kitchen. I think this is where I'll set it. And all I'm going to do is plug it in. It found the first one after I fired up the app automatically. And all I had to do was scan the QR code. The app prompts you to do it. And it was like, boom, 10 seconds later, I had the network. That was it. I'm going to fire up the app here. There's a setting to add nodes. And you can add more than 3. You can expand this for virtually any size building you want. 2 very well may have been enough for me, but I got a killer deal on a 3 kit. So that's what I got. Well, I don't know if it's an artifact of it being a return item or if this is why this was returned, but I'm having a lot of difficulty getting this connected to the network. It is not finding this node at all. I'm going to keep troubleshooting. Got it. Hard factory reset did the trick. Took a few minutes. Didn't exactly go according to the online docs, but just let it go a few minutes and it worked flawlessly after that. So sitting next to it here, we went from -65 to -25, -30, -35. Huge jump in signal, obviously, but I didn't do anything with the laptop here. It automatically switched its connection when that came online, and I figured out why it was jumping around initially. That node was updating itself. They keep themselves updated as far as the firmware automatically. So now, with that one installed, going into the bedroom here, we were at, what were we at? -75 here in the bedroom. Now we're at -60. So that's a decent jump. I want better than that though. I know we can get a lot better signal once we add another node in here. So we're a good little bit of distance here, but I mean that, I actually expected better signal than that. We're only going through one wall. Oh, you know what? The fireplace is right there. That is a whole bunch of metal. Yep, didn't figure that. So back here by the window, about the same. Okay, well, let's plug in the third one here and that should finalize it. I think I'll end up putting the second one over here somewhere. One of those outlets where that charger is right now is going to be for the IKEA under cabinet light to power. But I've got an outlet right under there. It's black, a little hard to see. So I've got plenty of power and I think that'll work better. I'll put the Alexa over here since, oop, I said her name again. Whew, she didn't pick it up. So it'll be easier to pick her up there. I can put the Wi-Fi over here. Yeah, that's a plan. I was thinking about this, but I don't want a wall wart sticking out underneath here. It's picking up my shadow. Love these night lights. I installed all 10 around the house. Basically, I have these glowing everywhere around the house. So they give a perfect glow to the floors walking around at night. You don't need to turn on any lights. You're not tripping on anything. Got one here. Got one over here. Don't have one here because at night the porch light shines just enough through the blinds there where it lights up the front. I've got one in the guest hallway, one in that back corner of the living room, and I put one in the bathroom on the vanity itself. It just works. I love those things. All right, let's finish up this setup. Now, the one thing I really don't like about this system are these wall warts. holy crap, they are huge as far as how far they stick out from the wall. Why they don't make these things 90-degree plugins is beyond me. I've got to find something on Amazon so that all these wall warts for Google, for Amazon, for everything I'm plugging in can go flush up against the wall. As it is, I'm going to have to pull this dresser out. It's already a couple inches from the wall. But look how big this thing is. It's just ridiculous. And the dresser is not going to sit that far out from the wall just for this thing. So I'll find something to order. I'm doing a factory reset on this one before I even bothered to do anything, knowing that it's probably an issue with it. I would imagine it's because somebody had already gone through and set this up and it was just stuck with its old settings in its memory. But it does take a few minutes. It pulses, it flashes, it goes blank, it comes back. Just walk away for 5 to 10 minutes and come back and it'll kind of look like it does now. There's pulsing and flashing and I'm not sure what they're calling what, and it does a few different things at different times. So the instructions aren't entirely clear. So here it's solid and the instructions say, okay, it's done, but then it says it'll return to pulsing. Well, what's pulsing versus flashing? One's short, one's long. See, now it's going away again. Is this a flash? Is this a blink? I don't know. Anyway, what was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh yeah, you can customize the light levels and all that in the app. So if you have it in a room like the bedroom here, I don't want the light on. I don't need activity shown at all in the bedroom. I just want it to work. I'm going to turn the light off. But in the office, I'd like a little feedback. No problem there. See, now it's doing a fast pulse, I guess. I wouldn't call that a flash. Anyway, we'll set this up, do our final test. So when you get to this, whatever you want to call this, it's ready to set up. I would call this a slow pulse. I would call the other one a fast pulse, and maybe the one before that a flash. I don't know. But this is what you want. This is ready for setup. So now I go into the app and just add a new device. It finds it automatically. You just tell it what room it's in, or you can give it a custom name. And that's it. Everything else is automatic. It'll automatically update the firmware for the node if it needs it, add it to your network, and it optimizes everything automatically. You do absolutely nothing. You don't have to add another device to the network. You don't have to reconnect any of your devices to this. Nothing. It's absolutely seamless. Loving it so far. Okay, all three are set up. Now the whole point of mesh, real quick for those that don't know, they're just like cell towers. If you're on your cell phone and you're driving down the road and you go out of range of one tower and you go into range of another, your cell phone automatically jumps to that better signal connection. That's exactly what these do. So I'm walking around the house right now on my phone, and right now it's connecting to this because I'm closest. And as I walk closer to the office, I'm about halfway between them now, and now I'm closer to the office, it jumps over to this. Now I'm connected to the office completely seamlessly, but it keeps the best possible signal. That's the whole point of the mesh. It's just this invisible secondary network layer to give you the best kind of coverage of your house. You used to have to use what are called repeaters to do that, and they're just kind of like annoying second networks. They would connect to your primary radio, your primary router, and just literally repeat the signal. So you could extend your range, but you would have to manually change on your device what you're connected to. So I used to use that, for example, in the garage. I had one plugged into my old garage because stretching from the garage across the house to my radio, I could barely get enough signal to upload video from the garage. But every time I needed to do that, I needed to go into my Wi-Fi and connect to the garage. No need with mesh, it's automatic. You connect to one network. All of these are one network to the devices itself. So looking here, we're connected to this one right next to it. We're at -30. Now, instead of dropping to -65, we should keep great signal because now we've just switched over automatically to the bedroom one. And look at that. still have great signal. It just popped over automatically, -40. So that was a 25 decibel boost. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. And of course, being right here next to my shooting table outside, I have absolute full strength for anything I want to do outside. In fact, this is going to be so fast, I no longer need a wired Ethernet connection to do my live shows, which I did need at the old place. I drilled through my wall, through my office, and ran a hard line all the way around the house to the back, and I would physically plug in when I needed to do a show. No longer needed. Love it. Full strength. All the time, everywhere. Okay. That's it. I will prettify everything later. This is not exactly how everything's going to show. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that light on the two devices out here because we don't need to see that. And I'm going to hit up Amazon right now and find some kind of 90-degree adapter or short cord, something where I can get rid of that stuff, because that ain't gonna fly. Oh, and I just heard back from the first guy that wanted the bins, and he says, oh, I'm gonna wait a week. I said, I'm not holding them, bye-bye. Found exactly what I wanted. The keyword, by the way, is either outlet saver or, crap, what did I search for? Power strip liberator. And you'll find all different kinds of combinations and colors. I got a 360 rotating head. That way this can point in any direction, no matter what direction the outlet is in. So this is going to work really well in the kitchen, and I can rotate it up and it'll go straight up to the cabinet. And you won't see any of this because that'll be underneath the cabinet, and it's got 3 outlets on the end. So I only need to use one of the outlets, actually, whatever it's plugging into. Many of these are just a 1-to-1. So I wanted something that could split. Now you do have to be careful that you don't overload your socket, but I'm just putting in lights and the Google Wi-Fi and Alexa and that kind of, I said her name again. Darn it, she woke up.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh, I forgot to update Alexa, didn't I? I will have to fix that. Okay, so anyway, got this sorted. 3-pack was 20 bucks. Easy peasy. I knew I forgot something. I updated all my devices to the new network. Got the printer, my iPad, phone, Chromebook, laptop, blah, 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 blah. I'll let the wife do her stuff when she gets home. But I need to go into the Alexa app and fix that. Oh, and I disabled the radios in the old modem, so that will clean up any interference in the house and should improve signal even further for Google Wi-Fi. Things that I want to try and get done today is get up in the attic and replace the garbage disposal. It keeps tripping. Everything I'm seeing online says when it's doing what it's doing, it just needs replacement. It's not jammed, it's completely free-flowing, and it works great for 10 seconds at a time, and then thermal trips. Press the reset, it's good to go for another 10 seconds. It's just not working right. Now I need some light to get up in the attic. For that, I need a charged battery and a light, because this phone light is not going to do the job. That looks a little dead. Well, shows 3 out of 4. All right, good enough. Let's take this up. Got to see if I have space in the garage for the ladder. And get the ladder up there. I think it should be tall enough to use as an A-frame to get up there. If not, I can use it as an extension for sure. Haven't tried this ladder to get up there yet. It's quite a tall ceiling. And it's up in the hatch. Okay, so I need to move this stuff. Crap, bike is right underneath. Guy said he chipped the corner of that up there, which sucks because he did give me another board, but there's no texture on it. It's just, you know, ugly particle board. Yeah. guess the particle board would be a better match than that big crack in the corner. Anyway, guess I have to move a whole bunch of crap around. Ugh, I don't want to do this today. If I wait till tomorrow, the bins will be gone, garbage will be gone, all that'll be gone. I can take the chair out back, I can move the bikes over. Yeah, I'll do this tomorrow once I have better space. Let's do the garbage disposal. Well, let's see what we got in here now. Got a Badger 5. I believe it's InSinkerator. I can't see him using the phone. I'll have to watch the video back here. And it was put in by that guy. Looks like a normal flange. Got a clamp-on dishwasher joint and just a compression drain, both out the right. All right, that's no big deal. I'll just match the power for whatever the Badger 5's rated at and go pick something up at Lowe's. So the easiest thing to do is just get another one, bolt it right in place. Just have to swap over the power cord and everything else. Bolts right up, don't have to change off the fittings. I'll just quick connect right in. 110 bucks, not too bad. 2-year warranty, I'm sure it's the original with the house. So, it's not bad. It's about as long as I got out of others I've put in. Okay, I need to clear some space, find a drip pan, and see if this existing electrical cord plugs into a socket or if it's direct wired. And it looks like, where does it go? Can't tell yet. I'll have to get under there. Looks like it's direct wired though, so I'll need to find the circuit breaker. Unbolt the drain, unclamp the dishwasher, and then I can take it down, disconnect the power wire, and reverse for install. Out with the old, in with the new. That was actually kind of brutal. They didn't leave enough slack in the electrical line and didn't actually attach it at all to the old one. They just had raw wire hanging out the bottom, so I took the time to disassemble it and barely get the wires to feed through and get it attached properly. And then I goofed and forgot the O-ring there at the drain connection, so the first drain test had a little fountain, had to take it half apart again and get it back together, but she's all good now. Had 2 breakers in the garage labeled disposal, not sure why, but I tripped them both. And the daily pile. Let's go through it. So I just had a water scare. We just had dinner and I'd hooked everything back up. So I thought, ran the water, tested it, everything's dry. Okay, put it back together. Then she's cleaning up and says, hey, there's water everywhere. There's water starting to drip out from underneath the cabinet. Open it up, and luckily there's a rubber mat under here too, and it had a little bit of water, and there was water everywhere, but it wasn't dripping down from anywhere. Couldn't see what's going on. Like, what the heck happened? I forgot to connect the disposal drain line. I had it tucked up out of the way, and it looked like it was connected to something. I just totally forgot to connect it. Oops. So as usual, dealing with the general public on Facebook is like pulling teeth. 2 people now have flaked out picking up those bins. Both were fully enthusiastic. Yes, I'm for sure gonna get them. Yes, I'm coming, blah, blah, blah. And then ghosted at the end. It's like, what, you couldn't come up with 150 bucks after all? So, back on the market, back in the runaround of endless people. Is this available? Is this available? Is this available? Is this available? Yes, 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 yes. Even though it's in the ad, if you see this, it's still available. Don't ask. Yeah, whatever. Also selling a bunch of coolers, just put those up. So it's gonna be one of those nights. Let's go ahead and start getting the garbage out at least. The wife says she wants the coffee table built next. I told her that's fine, but you gotta clean up your crap first because it's in the way. Come to think of it, I better wait because I've got that full, that lid won't even shut, and I've got like 4 huge bags and a couple little ones. I remember what happened last time with all the wildlife getting them overnight, so I'll have to make sure I set an alarm and put everything out in the morning. She finished her stuff. I got this next kallax unit done, set up my office, and I guess we'll do the coffee table next. Got another rug down, room getting in place. We have to pick some wall art pretty soon. That is a bare wall. How to build the coffee table. You a pretty girl? Yes, you are. What are you doing? In your puppy couch? Help! Where are you going? What are you doing, little climber? What are you doing? Centered the rug a little better. That was a little on the hefty side. All right, so we had a table like this in the old place too. It was a little bigger, a lot more kind of rickety. It was on rollers and never ended up moving around all that much. We got this one, which is just big enough for what we need. These are so cool for eating while you're watching a movie or whatever. It's on a counterbalance spring system. So just sitting here, it's a nice marble table. All you have to do is raise it up. Now it comes up to table height. It goes back down. Bada bing, bada boom. Very cool. Just big enough for 2 people, which is all we need. The other one was very comfortable for 3. We often had 4 people at it, but didn't want anything that big. And the old one didn't fit the style, so we gave it away. Very cool. All right. I think I'll keep going, do the kitchen table and 4 of the chairs, get some more boxes out of here. That'll eliminate 2 of the big boxes and 4 of those there, so that'll be a full load. I don't want to do any more than that tomorrow. I also got a whole bunch of stuff in the garage too. So this kitchen table should be pretty cool. I believe Henrik pronounced it Bjorsta. It's an expanding circular table. So it has these leaves that kind of fold up underneath it when you want to expand it to seat 6, and then it kind of collapses and goes to circular when you just want 4. So that'll be perfect in the kitchen nook. I don't know when we need more than 4, maybe for a huge party with kids or something. I don't know, but it'll be cool just as a normal round table. Not too difficult, just a whole crap load of bolts and stuff to put together. So this is the expanding center leaf section. Everything else came in that big box. Just getting it all laid out and starting this assembly here. I think I'll probably have to put the legs on in the kitchen itself, so I'm not having to carry it sideways through there. Wife's already in bed. Should have this done tonight, and then I think I'll call it a day. Oh yeah, and complete strikeout, selling bins and later on tonight, coolers. So many people just flake out. They get all the way to the end. Yeah, I'm coming. What's the address? And then poof. Just so rude. This is the way it goes, man. Just dealing with the general public. This is why I really wish they had a for sale section in this group. I might start one. You know, that would be, because they don't allow it, but I don't think there's one dedicated for it. I think it's something that's really needed. So, you know what? That's a good idea. I think I'll start that probably tomorrow. Well, I went ahead and fully assembled in here. I'll just have the wife help me carry this tomorrow. It is solid as a rock. Very nice table. This is, like I said earlier, one of the few IKEA pieces that I really like. I don't like their cheap stuff. They're typical flimsy build yourself kind of furniture. This is an example of their upscale stuff. It's just rock solid, heavy duty, just good stuff. So the way this works is, I'll show you guys once I get it fully in the kitchen, but you've got these quick latches underneath, and when they're latched like that, the center leaf is secure. So all you do is reach under, flip these, the sides here. Once you undo these, you're able to move the leaf, and it's on nice ball bearing slides here so the whole sides come out just a little bit. Do this one over here. These just flip in and lock, and the whole center cantilevers itself under and folds underneath the table, and then you slide everything together and it makes a circle. Really slick. Again, just rock solid, great commercial grade construction, very heavy duty. Wasn't that big of a deal to assemble, kind of like the office table I did. Most of it's pre-assembled. You didn't have to assemble any of these sides or the actual table itself. This all came completely assembled. I didn't have to bolt together any of the rails. It was all done. All I did is these 6 mounting screws on each side. That bolts the 3 pieces together. 2 bolts and studs holding each leg. And again, that's it. So relatively quick. Can't wait to see it in the kitchen tomorrow. See you guys later.